Peace, everyone. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Karmic Dynasty. I am Joy Ishram. Here right now on my third video in a row. I'm on a roll. All right. Now, of course, I appreciate the viewers of Tribe Up 777-999 over there on YouTube, that channel. Thank you all for coming in and hearing from the Karmic Dynasty continuously as you do. Also, shout out to Siba, Khepra, Ptah, and his platforms where this is shared out to. The message is getting out there. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I definitely appreciate the support of both of these men, these brothers of mine, with my platform. Been there. They my day ones. They in my day ones. All right. Hey, from the YouTube channel, Gangsta ATL. Welcome to Karmic Dynasty message. In here, not sure yet which platform you're streaming from, but I definitely appreciate you watching from your respective channel. Wow, you have all of my favorite masters with you. I am doing my best. I appreciate the acknowledgement. I realized a few weeks ago, shame on me, that I had not had any other teachers up here. Now, you know what, right quick, I'm gonna do share this disclaimer. Now, I know, when I started on the platform, I was making my way on the social media scene with this guy platform. I was a guest over there on his platform. And when I actually came into my own platform, I actually had one of the masters, Tahuti. Tahuti was the topic. And at the time, didn't know too much about Tahuti. Off. And so that was there. And then in the personified matters, I was linked up with a teacher, a great master teacher. And a lot of our content is in the teachings and knowings and calendar related, Medu Nature, beings and goings and dealings and goings on was there. So I did come in on, some teacher thoughts and levels, but it took up a lot of my time and space. And I was in it. I came in head first and dove deep. That's what I do, in everything I do. So, and with that relationship, I needed a break, a moment, and then I went in definitely into some self-study and self-awareness. And so, yeah, I'm glad to be able to dismount and stand up and come into the sharing of the teachers, because they've been there with me. As I mentioned earlier this evening in one of my other two videos. And when it comes to Dr. Delbert Blair, he's definitely been with me since my knowledge awareness days and for the past 6 years-ish. And, as I mentioned, he's in his teachings, some of them are in my YouTube playlist, a YouTube playlist I have. I'm not sure if it's a public playlist, but it exists. It's over there. And I'm a little bit ashamed, but such is life. I guess I had other things to do. I was not yet prepared for this master teacher. And I am in a way prepared because we are here. So as I mentioned earlier this evening, I am here to transparently, nakedly come in like, okay, who is Dr. Delbert Blair? Now, I mentioned earlier also, I had not listened to one of his full videos yet, and I haven't, but tonight I'm preparing in like the past half hour. I'm like, okay, I do remember some videos, the extraterrestrials, and so I have heard and I have listened, and I would say, honestly, that's why my playlist with Dr. Delbert Blair's information and knowledge, I continue to put stuff in that folder. It exists because I delete folders all the time. Like I delete and block people. It is nothing. So I haven't given myself enough credit, but I've given myself enough credit. And I'm not giving these master teachers enough credit. So yes, I started out with Bobby Hemmett. And next, earlier this evening, was Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. And now we're here with Dr. Delbert Blair. It was my intention initially to give each teacher their own time, space, time and space on the platform. The way Dr. Delbert Blair came in this evening, like, look, young lady, it's time for you to take this class. So right now on my channel, continuously, kind of side by side, simultaneously, will be Dr. Delbert Blair and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. And I also know they worked together, you know, side by side and things sometimes, and their knowledge has definitely crossed paths. So I am here honored, and from present day Indianapolis, Indiana, born and raised. That's who I am. And I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you all are here. And we're going into the topic, since I've done all my housekeeping for now. And how I came about today's topic, literally, like today, I got to do this today. I was on my Facebook, and I was going through these things, and somebody shared this.
Logical brain.
We're going to listen.
So once the logical brain, which supposedly differentiates and teaches you right from wrong, makes you use logic and governorship by logic, once the left brain is occupied, logically looking at, singing, dancing, whatever it is, and getting your attention, the right brain can be easily accessed. When the right brain can be easily accessed, interesting things happen. The right brain believes anything that it hears in your tenor of voice, your modulation of voice, your volume of voice, everything about your vibration. Anytime it hears it, it believes it. Under hypnosis, you deaden the left brain, the logical reasoning conspiracy brain, and you open up the right brain. Drugs can do it, but a simple thing like using the spoken word can now do it too. Because in many of these places, they are wired for sound that you do not hear. They're wired to work on a frequency that the left brain doesn't pick up, but the right brain does. I have a workshop. That's the way I got through school so fast people can understand. In fact, they accused me of cheating. I didn't have to cheat because the Creator already cheated for me. I found out an easy way to access the right brain, which forgets nothing, and how to tag it, call it up when I need it. It's still doing it, but now it's doing it without your control. The key is to be able to control the genie, the jinn, the wonderful spiritual inside you that begs for freedom and gets in any place where you have a speaker, a singer, a performer, a movie. That's why they have these cineplexes going on now, not only to save money, but to get you corralled under $1.
All right, y'all. All right. Okay, had to do some housekeeping there. I got some friends on my friend list. Don't know if they want to be on Karmic Dynasty and that matter like that. I'm also putting up my parental advisory, explicit content, just in case. All right, now here goes some disclaimers of my own I must share. In a world theory where, oh, Joy knows so much, Joy knows I know what I'm supposed to know, or what I'm ready to deal with, and this is one of those things. I think I'm ready to deal with it. The topic, the subject we're looking at right now, because we'll look more into Dr. Delbert Blair and that lady with the cowgirl hat, the Western hat. She is the one who posted the video, TikTok, somewhere. Either way, I saw it on Facebook through a friend's sharing. Now, here goes my disclaimer, and we can take this how we want to take it. Left brain versus right brain. Now, whenever this would come up, I swear I've heard it. Left brain, right brain, left brain, right brain. I'm like, what? I just automatically have this block. I forget what it's called from what I learned back in the day. But it's like an instant roadblock. I don't want to hear it. I just like can't hear it. I can't hear it. Left brain, right brain. What? Who? What's the left brain? What's the right brain? What's a brain? That's me. That's been me. And I'm laughing at myself because I swear I hear womp, 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 and there's everything down the drain. I just shut the door to that subject and go and find something else, some accounting, some taxes, some homeschool work. I don't know. So here I am. Here I am, bare naked, transparent. Left brain, right brain. Ugh. And in a world where I have a medical background, I mean, I've studied and I know what the brain looks like. I know what the parts, the stems and the medulla oblongata, I know the parts, I know, but don't say left brain, right brain. I just go fart in the mind. Just fart, brain freeze, everything at the same time, collapse. So I am taking this opportunity to start out this Dr. Delbert Blair series by exercising my rights to be the visual learner that I am. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to make myself look at the left brain, the right brain. And I'm going to work this out. Okay. I've heard plenty in this video that I just shared a brief of. We're going to look some more at it. And sometimes you might see me go while I'm talking, because I literally so far have to be like, okay, right brain, that's my right hand. Okay, so there. But I also heard like this the right brain side. So we're gonna work that out, because I swear I'm like, I don't need no confusion. That's stress. Stress is harmful. Stress will kill you. It will kill you. Also, more of the topic right quick, and I'm addressing the title right now. Bedtime stories. So far, what I have, my synopsis of Dr. Delbert Blair's works are some backgrounds, how they say, know thyself. Know thyself. Who are you? What are you? How are you? Where are you? What are you? Why are you? Okay. After this video, I'm probably also about to go to sleep. I got things to do. I am tackling pneumonia. I have an early AM appointment, and not allowing stress in my life. On some notes, battling stress. It's a killer. Stress is a killer. Don't let it kill you. And where he is also talking about speaking on awareness of self and letting things in and things don't let in. I think that the time where we knowingly or unknowingly meditate and or consume the most is when we're asleep, bedtime. So I titled this series Bedtime Stories based on that note, because we oftentimes see ourselves, when it comes to a bedtime story, the relationship is definitely with a child in there somewhere. Whether you're like a babysitter and you're a preteen or some stuff like that. So not necessarily adult-child dynamic, but definitely there's a child involved in this dynamic somewhere. And we must, I say, be in the mind, somewhere in the mind state of a child to fully develop into our I am. So these are the thoughts and theories, the knowledge of Dr. Delbert Blair, I would say, are things that we should be listening to on our way to sleep and in and during our sleep time. And definitely that's some of that I would say, and my own intent would be to transfer to the realm where the spirit and the physical meet, and then to bring some of that back forward with you into the physical realm when you wake and you go on about your next day. For self-development, this must be included, is how I'm seeing this all so far and how I will be applying it to my life. And this is my position. So I have named this Bedtime Stories, and you should share this with yourself. And parental advisory is up, so you take it and you remix it, filter it, and pass it to your children. Thank you. All right, so we're looking at left brain versus right brain and what's the difference. Now we are looking at healthline.com. I am, of course, just glossing over this. I already know enough to apply to let it in the door, what I have already heard and consumed. But right now, according to Healthline, the difference of the two being divided into halves. There's no evidence that one side is more dominant than the other. Learn about the myth, functions, and research of the left and right brain. So I know about the creative side. If you're right brain, you're more creative, artistic, and intuitive. I'm familiar with that. Each side of the brain has functions is responsible for. Left brain, right brain people. Okay. Right brain got okay, thank you. Go away. I just need to look at some images of the left brain and right brain. Right quick. I'm liking these two images right here, so I'm about to look at these. Left brain versus right brain. Getting this image up. All right. So left brain, your language, your numbers, your analytical thinking, your logical side. Left logical, LL, I wrote with that. Right brain is your creativity, creative side. So your expressions, the way you express yourself, your emotional intelligence, and your imagination. Okay. And then I'm tying in right quick mentally what Dr. Delbert Blair had to say. So I'm moving forward to that other picture I had liked. Did I lose it? Let me see. Images. Great, perfect. It's right here. Okay, I'm about to share this because it is really colorful. This is beautiful. Let's see. The right brain. I'm liking this out of color over there. Color, color, color. And then I realized, of course, how they got the left brain looking all blah, dull. So I'm going to check this out. The left brain, I see the words import up here. Import, import, import. Left brain says, I am the left brain. That's this sentence here. I am a scientist, a mathematician. I love the familiar. I categorize. I am accurate, linear, analytical, strategic. I am practical, always in control, a master of words and numbers. This always in control. I need to, because I think of what Dr. Delbert Blair said. That sentence right there is a problem already. Excuse me, y'all. And I've got an attitude, hoping around stuff. Oh dear. Okay. I hit my laptop. Yes, I did. Okay. Always in control. I'm making a note. Left brain. Because I'm studying. I'm here. Bobby Hemmett series got me on study mode. So when I come up here anymore, I'm in student mode. I'm studying. Always in control. Left brain also goes on to say a master of words and language. Realistic. I calculate equations and play with numbers. Some words like always and master kind of tug at my brainstem. I calculate equations and play with numbers. I am order. I am logic. I know exactly who I am. Okay. The great I am. Okay, the great Oz. Let's go. Right brain. I am the right brain. I am creativity, a free spirit. I am passion, yearning, sensuality. I am the sound of roaring laughter. I am taste, the feeling of sand beneath bare feet. I am movement, vivid colors. I am the urge to paint on an empty canvas. I am boundless imagination, art, poetry. I sense, I feel, I am everything I want it to be. I hear some attitude on the right brain side. I'm everything I want it to be. So I hear the right brain saying, if I wasn't it, because I didn't want to be. That's what I'm hearing on the right side say. I am everything I want it to be. Okay, right brain. Now, while the right brain and the left brain is over here simmering in my mind, I'm gonna go over here back to Dr. Delbert Blair video, and y'all hear some more of him.
You have a brain that has two lobes, 5 divisions. You have your left brain and your right brain. One is called logical, the other is called rational. Actually irrational, because the right brain is like a 5-story building, a block square, and the left brain's like a Quonset hut. You've got the left brain controlling a 5-story building with everything you can think of in it, and this is where we give most of our attention to the so-called logical brain. So once the logical brain, which supposedly differentiates and teaches you right from wrong, makes you use logic and governorship by logic, once the left brain is occupied, logically looking at, singing, dancing, whatever it is, and getting your attention, the right brain can be easily accessed. When the right brain can be easily accessed, interesting things happen. The right brain believes anything that it hears in your tenor of voice, your modulation of voice, your volume of voice, everything about your vibration. Anytime it hears it, it believes it. Under hypnosis, you deaden the left brain, the logical reasoning conspiracy brain, and you open up the right brain. Drugs can do it, but a simple thing like using the spoken word can now do it too. Because in many of these places, they are wired for sound that you do not hear. They're wired to work on a frequency that the left brain doesn't pick up, but the right brain does. I have a workshop. And that's the way I got through school so fast people couldn't understand. In fact, they accused me of cheating. I didn't have to cheat because the Creator had already cheated for me. I found out an easy way to access the right brain, which forgets nothing, and how to tag it, call it up when I need it. It's still doing it, but now it's doing it without your control. The key is to be able to control the genie, the jinn, the wonderful spiritual inside you that begs for freedom and gets locked up. Your right brain can do just about anything you imagine because it is your key to spirit, mind, and soul. Through the pineal gland and the king's chamber and the lower queen's chamber, which is nothing but the hypothalamus of the 2 biggest organs and glands in your body that separates you from the beast and everything else, and they deaden it. So once you're occupied with the left brain, they can now send down a high frequency signal to your right brain. You won't even it's been implanted, and you'll carry out every instruction that it gives you because your governor is off. Your modulator is gone. And then they tell you to forget that it was gone if you remember to forget. Huh? I love playing with you because they already are. I do it with love. They do it with malice, aforethought, and hate, and envy, Worse than that, they envy you. You don't even know why you're envied, but you are. Anything that speeds up 6 times over and becomes a blur is what your right brain hears. Anything below that is what your left brain, logical brain hears, and your right brain just goes to sleep and says, well, it's another foolish day. Another day I can sleep because the people ain't ready. They're not operating on a vibration fast enough. Well, in spite and despite of you, the planet is now going to operate on a frequency that's fast enough. And if you don't catch up, you're going to die. You're going to die anyway. But you'll die faster if you can't keep in synchronous, in harmony, in vibrational rational with the planet. Your planet is speeding up its vibrational rate. It's creating a magnetic field. Magnetism is for the spiritual people. It's for people with souls. It's what our planet used to have before the moon was put here, before all the Dracons came here and tried to make it part of their galaxy and tried to create humanoids, succeeded in one, failed in the other, but they're still trying. I just told you a lot right there. Don't know how many of you heard me, but I tried. At this time, there's a battle between the draconic forces called snake people, alligator people, reptile people, whatever you want to call them, that are egg-born, have no souls, and the soul womb-borns who are just beginning to find out how you fought the battle and licked them before, but now they're licking you and you know what they're licking you in. Because it's a time when you're going backwards instead of forwards. And as you try to awaken, they put more stress on you. Reverse mortgages, subprime loans, bills sending twice a month to you, taxes overtaxing, depleted uranium, shots, vaccines. Here comes the next flu. Here comes the next epidemic. Here's something going to fall on your head from space. Anything to keep you so stressed out that you cannot take time to meditate and to think. Anything to make you think that material things are the only thing you have in life when you were born here to learn that the spiritual value is what you really must come back to. In any place where you have a speaker, a singer, a performer,
All right, that was a lot again. Now, here's some of my takeaways. I've listened to that video maybe twice earlier, and I just listened to it in its entirety, partially 1.5 times, maybe, I don't know. Now, my first thing was him speaking on magnetism is for the people with souls. And then he was telling the story of how the moon's presence now and its relation to magnetism. And so I've already had my theories working with the moon. And some people have this theory that the moon came about. It was a result of the earth clashing, which is said to do at times is clash with another body, celestial body. And the whole importance of the moon and the so-called influence of the moon over the waters and the women's wombs and menstrual cycles and other things like that. And how the moon, there was a calendar for the moon, and to do with the irrigation and the time. Oh man. And then there's supposed to be the counterpart to the sun, which is another celestial body that comes into question, especially in a world where there's some of us that have this knowledge of 2 suns, and these controlling factors and their obligation to share things with us before we become aware of them, if we become aware of them. Like, one recent one I saw in regards to us having two suns, solar bodies for our space of existence, would be on the MasterCard emblem. And like, why is one yellow? Why is one orange? So I'm gonna go over here with y'all and look at that right quick, because that's came up lately and recently in my social media feeds. Like, all of a sudden, I know it's not new to anybody about the coming together or the existence of these two bodies, celestial bodies. Um, some call them Planet X, Planet Nibiru, like it's there the whole time. The other one's just a front and get in the way and not. There's just all kind of theories, and for me, I'm just like, still, can nobody not limit where I'm from. Nobody can limit source. So there's not like it's hiding. That's these people of position. I ain't gonna say power because they powerless. These people of position that some people say are keeping the other sun away. That's impossible. Is everything is where it's supposed to be, and if there is an appearance, a false appearance, what false evidence appearing real fear, it's because imagination, the imagination, your creative side allowed that fear to become a reality for you. I when people talk about like chemtrails and what is hiding and what is doing, these people of this position, so-called power, do not have enough wit about their asses to take over or keep out anything that is source. They just don't. They have the time and space to play with such the notion to give people the idea to even run with that they have some type of authority and are keeping you from what is yours. There's no way. And when in a world of bedtime stories or stories people tell where what's yours cannot be taken away from you, it's yours, it's yours. And in the love stories is where if you love it, let it go. If it's yours, it'll return to you. There's nothing these people can take from you. And in a world of starting out this show, talking about one of my first, I acknowledge master teachers, and a famous phrase, quote, he would use at times, I'm paraphrasing right now because I cannot, nothing is ever added and nothing is ever lost. These people can't take anything from you. And the sooner that becomes a practice of religion for some of y'all, us, I got my own hangups too, the better off we'll be. That's just how I feel right now. We need to really stop giving these people this false control and running with this false narrative, and you're giving these people this so-called power. And if there is such a type people, place, group, they're probably really floored by the amount of power that you give them, the amount of credit you give them. They don't get that much credit. Don't give them that power. Take some of that energy that you're putting towards these powers that be and flip it and turn it inwards and give it to yourself. And that will eliminate stress on levels that you had no idea was possible because you was too busy caught up about somebody else holding the reins on some stuff that they ain't even got the reins to. some things are as they are, and it is just the way it is. It ain't the way it's always going to be, and it's not the way it's always been. And in this changing dynamic of a polarity existence that we are in, there's no way that's even possible. Some of us, some of y'all need to breathe. As many people, there's a lot of people came here on the platform with me, or they share from the comment section. Joy, breathe. Joy, drink some water. Joy, slow down. Joy, calm down. My mom used to tell me, Tish, slow down. Control breathing is the key word. Controlled. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We need to work on our methods of breathing to help establish and continue our life and being. Moving forward. Something else that he just said in his short video was, he talked about the soul born going backward instead of forward. And those actions, the foundation would be stress. Stress triggers such as vaccinations, epidemics, pandemics, and woe is me, or the sky is falling. Soon as he said the sky is falling, I, of course, thought of Chicken Little. Little story, probably a story you tell the children at bedtime. You heard it yourself. I've heard it. Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. It's like he running around stressing, stressing. A lot of people weren't trying to hear that. Figures in that book weren't trying to hear it. Stress for what? They either ain't trying to be stressed, or they too busy being stressed about some other stuff. You got time to talk about no sky is falling. What you mean the sky is falling? Everything is up there. It's been up there, and anything that's gonna fall is done failed before. Ain't harmed nobody, like rain, water falling from the sky. You know, it's like calm down, people. Chicken Little, as the MasterCard, is an in-your-face moment. These people, they teaching the children, they're grooming the children through such a story early of stress and early of how to tell a tale and how to look at things, how they really are, which we all do, but it's how you share it out when you're communicating with people, because everyone has their own interpretation of things. So it's important to not get so hype about things. Of course, share, but don't get so caught up in things as to where you make it a part of your everyday life and you're not living. Because you've got this armor, this shield of a thing called a stress factor. And you're too busy carrying that weight of that shield and armor that you're not free to live your life. Living. Thank you, people. Please. That's feeling important right now. And also, Dr. Delbert Blair spoke near the end of that video clip about spiritual value versus material value. Because most of what people stress about, it's about a material item. The more you want to become healthier, you have an ailment, an illness, not maybe pneumonia like what I'm overcoming, because I refuse to deal with it. You should work on, not even work, because that's a slave, that's an endurance term. You should overcome those stressful obstacles by letting go of some of those material demons. And the more material demons that you let loose out your life and out your system, you will feel freer, you'll feel lighter, you'll feel it, you'll be it. You'll become it. Because you're already free spirit, let's say that. You will allow it to become. Like Dr. Delbert Blair had mentioned how your part of yourself is feeling locked up. It's unable to be free. You have to let the material items go. There's a lot of it. Unless you prepare to live a certain lifestyle, I'm going to say you have to let some of it go. Some people are able to let all of it go. And wow, that must be a great life. That's the life that I'm looking forward to becoming closer to. The less material, the freer you are to be more spiritual and aware more of your soul. And then to be aware and have a visual on the creator, the one, the oneness of us all. You'll be able to sit out amongst the world and look across and see where you can be a help to someone else. I do a lot of that myself. And I would say actually that it was because I was able to, I let so much of material life go. But based on my upbringing, there's so much of a material lifestyle that I never was even a part of. So for some of us, we all have our obstacles, we all have our things to overcome to be who we are going to become fully while we're here in this physical flesh. And it's a journey. It's a journey. I say it all the time, and it's so much to become. But there's many paths to becoming, while at the same time, everything is as it should be. So that should definitely should eliminate some stress as well. If there's something you're going through, because you're supposed to go through it for whatever reason or matter. I know a lot. Lately, I've come to this conclusion that karma, whatever's attached to you that you're supposed to be knowing and experiencing this life, does not know space and time, because space and time does not exist. It just the weight, the burden, the challenges and obstacles that you're supposed to encounter in this life, you supposed to encounter them. You supposed to experience them. Nothing in the book, in the book, I don't know the book, I haven't seen all the books, but I'ma say, I must say, since space and time does not exist, karma does not know how to acknowledge space nor time. So people, you hear, you're 2 years old and the 2-year-old going through some shit. The obligation that 2-year-old signed up for and came here into this world, the part of the collective, the oneness that 2-year-old is fractured and away from the rest of us, the oneness, that's what that 2-year-old was spoke. There was probably nothing in the obligation, the agreement, the role of the challenge of that child before they came to this earth. There was nothing in the small print anywhere that said, well, we're going to wait till you turn 25 and then hit you with this. That's how I'm seeing life lately, past at least year or so now. Like, look, there's some shit that happened. And in a world where everything is as it's supposed to be, that means That 36-year-old was supposed to experience that shit at 36 when they thought maybe at 14 would have been more appropriate. If we got to say, and we do have a say so, but we have more things to do and accomplish within ourselves before we can get a hold on our say so and in control, sustainable control of the say so. And until you until you gain control of that, like Dr. Delbert Blair is talking about, and then stop being letting the bombardment of distractions come in on you, like the dancing and clowning, which is going to be a episode like the last week of my Dr. Francis Cress Welsing series. Until you stop clowning, dancing and clowning, and being in spaces where it's definitely known that frequencies and sounds are attached, it's unheard of to you, like Dr. Delbert Blair is speaking of, you are a walking open wound. You're exposed. And you don't have any bandage. You don't have any thing to clean the wound out. And you're becoming more and more infected. More and more infected. The scabs develop to cover up and heal, and you just jump your ass back in another club or in another relationship or in another, and I could say dead end job, but that's a badass relationship too. Just bad relationships of all kind of types. And then when you do that, you're peeling off this scab. And so there's no healing. And so you're unable to continue that road that you were on to becoming aware of self, to where you have the say so and fuller control of yourself. So, as I spoke of on my last video, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, in the world of there are different types of minorities, as long as you're not taking care of yourself, you are a minority. You are childlike. And you're further separated from the purpose and the capacity of your soul and yourself. I'm gonna come away from that for a minute. I think I touched on everything so far, the notes I have from Dr. Delbert Blair. And what I have not done so far is looked at an overview of this man. And right now, what we're going to go look at is an article from the Meta Center. And the Meta Center says about Dr. Delbert Blair. This is the metacenterchicago.com. And I'm actually going to go directly into the article. It's popping, loading. And what it says, thank you. There is no truth until you decide what truth is. Dr. Delbert Blair, born day, February 13th. Okay, y'all. There is no truth until you decide what truth is. And every time you decide what truth is, then that's what your truth is. And that's what you will live. So as long as, again, people want to decide that the truth is the people got all this power and these people gonna do all this damage and these people got the right to add stress to your life because you opened up the portal and you let them do it, then that's your truth, and then that's what you're going to live. And that's what you're going to endure, and that's what you're going to know. So the sooner you decide and determine every time, because we do it more than once, we decide truth moment by moment. And as long as you do that, then that's what you're going to live. You are the author and you are the creator of your truth. So live your truth. Dr. Delbert Blair, according to was an engineer, is, according to this article. Okay, just for y'all to work with me. Is an engineer, research scientist, metaphysics teacher, and a historian of the highest level. For over 50 years, he was the director of the Meta Center in Chicago since 1973, a former pastor of his own church, and has lectured and answered questions in over 200 forums on various topics, such as the facts and myths about 2012, the 18th dynasty of Egypt, our two suns, and I spoke briefly on the suns, radiation in hospitals, cells from hell, the danger of cell phones and other energy vampires, ELF, extra low frequency waves. Cell phones are energy vampires, if y'all didn't know. Sexual energy dangers, the dangers of driving cars and other modes of transportation, applied science of meditation, and much more. Looks like I definitely am going to be checking some of this out. Very interesting. Looks like very interesting. He has wakened hundreds of thousands of people from around the world with his message, and in his memory, we can all honor him by raising to our highest vibration internally and expressing the highest thoughts externally. So this is more about him. On here. Okay, so I'm gonna roll out of here right quick. Let's go find something else to look at, and then we gonna be out of our out of here. Bloodline of the gods. This sounds good since we're talking about self and all this theory stuff. So I'm gonna fast. We gonna get in here. Okay. And hold on. Video. I definitely shared this YouTube channel from when I had my Bobby Hemmett video series. So let's go check this out. It's coming.
Going to embark. But one thing stood in my mind. If there was anything to this concept about UFOs or what they were called flying saucers, then it meant that all of my little education and all the things that the church had told me, all the things that mother and father had told me were wrong because they were not believers in these things. And if they were, to me, it meant that someplace on earth or someplace somewhere, there were people with intelligence that dwarfed ours. And those are the people I'd want to learn from. Not somebody who is just a little bit more intelligent than I, but a person that could do this kind of thing. And plus the fact it meant there must be some kind of a hidden history that abounded that I was not privy to, and I always wanted to know whatever I could to make me a rounded person. I had the opportunity of going to a UFO symposium at that time in Chicago. It was all I could do to scrape together the money for it, because I was not making a lot of money at that time. And I met a man by the name of George Adamski. George Adamski was a Polish man who was holding a seminar there. I just about crashed into his press again when he was addressing the press and doing his press forum. He lied and said, well, I know the young man is okay, or else they would have arrested me. And then we spent some 5 hours in dissertation. This man had just gotten off of a plane from Yugoslavia, interesting enough, and was over here to make, I think, about 16 principal cities. That was the first one in his entourage. To make a long story short, he answered a lot of my questions to the depth that no one else had been able to do so. And then he gave me a challenge. He said to come back the next day as part of this forum he was giving. I did come back the next day. I told him I didn't have any more money. And of course, I had a girlfriend at that time and a lot of other friends, but none of them wanted to go on these forays. Through him, I met two very interesting men. They were both black men at that time. One was wearing an extreme natural, which was not the case in 60, and the other has close cropped hair, looked like a corporate entity, if you would. And not only did they read my mind, predict the future by 15 minutes, so I didn't have to wait to see if they were truthfully able to do this or not, able to make me lose time. I lost about 10 minutes only in the time I understand. But then also gave me some answers that no other people had been able to do, and then gave me a challenge also. They said to watch the skies for the next week. I asked them, were such things as UFOs and this kind of thing, and they said, well, just watch the skies for the next week, if you would. Well, I had always watched the skies. I hadn't seen anything that was mysterious to me. That next week in the city of Chicago, I was going to University of Chicago at that time, and what they call the quads. Quads are simply the rear end of 4 student dorms and faculty dorms that face onto a plaza. Well, I saw these 3 moving objects, and they came down to no more than, I guess, 800 feet above me. If you've ever seen anything like that, you'll never forget it. And it was a close-eye view of 3 flying saucers back in 1960. It was a very interesting phenomena. I questioned myself about it, and I really didn't talk about it other than to 3 people that happened to see it with me for 10 years.
All right, so copyright claim issues and all that stuff, I'm doing my best to avoid them. But as you can see, you go to and check this out yourself. It's on the Serious Times Media YouTube channel. Looks like Bloodline of the Gods, Portland, Oregon. It's an excerpt from his speaking appearance in September 1995. All right, so I definitely am going to be spending some time with myself. Versus things I don't do, which a lot of people do, like watching TV and going to the movies and concerts and other places where they have those frequencies that you can't hear, but their walls are built to hold it and carry it and deliver it to you. Okay, I have better things. To me, like Dr. Delbert Blair had mentioned, he likes to take the opportunity to learn things, to be more well-rounded within himself, for himself, of himself. And I'm the same type way, as in similar way, because we're different, but we're the same. Wild, we're the same. So yeah, this is what I will be actually doing with some of myself, is looking more into and listening and more notes, and coming to the platform again with more of my studies and my time, my studies with Dr. Delbert Blair. And, you know, in a world lately where people have had a few people ask me in like the past month time, like, what concerts do I go to concerts? And the answer is no. And well, do I go to comedy clubs? No, I don't. When the movies, no, I don't. A movie, unless it's a certain type movie, then I'll go. But no, I really most times just don't. And of course, I recently went to see Planet of the Apes. So that's a yes for me every time so far in life. If it's Planet of the Apes, I'm gonna go see it. So hence my movie review on my platform. Just stuff people do. I used to go to the club. I used to be open to going to concerts. These days, I'm just like, if I want to hear New Edition, I'll turn on YouTube and go where some speakers is at real loud, you know, or put on some headphones or anything loud in here. So, comedy, I just really, them stand-ups, I don't see too many people being funny worth the time of me taking myself from what I usually would like to do to get dressed, get my hair done, get my hair, whatever, even if it's my hair wrap, I still gotta have, it gotta be a certain hair wrap, it gotta be a certain, all that time and put going to that, I could finish doing what I'm meditating and studying. I swear. And then the getting there, then the lame conversation on the way, especially if somebody pick you up, it's like, what you gonna really talk about that you ain't already talked about? And the people that I can talk to, we don't go to concerts and stuff. That is not even a thing. It's just, to me, it's irritating the thought of even thinking about doing that. Let me see that stuff, and yeah, I used to be open to it and or did it. No, I don't have no interest in the comedy shows, concerts. To me, that's a fashion show moment. I'm not about to get involved or be in the midst of people that just got to get dressed to the nines and the tens to go listen to some damn people that ain't even funny, or go dress down to the nines and the tens to go pay some money to hear some people sing a song they done sang a billion times, and you can see a billion different versions of it these days. Now back in the day before social media, I was more willing to go listen to some music or see, them in person do their thing and give them they credits and stuff. I don't know whatever the reason would have been back in the day, but no, I don't do the that entertainment lifestyle, go out and stuff. And even museums, like I mentioned to somebody the other day, museums don't even come to me like taking me to a museum as an option, because I'm a thought theory knowledge idea person, because museums suck. Museums are full of misinformation. They're full of people who go in and look at the shit and still come out and don't know anything. I'm not doing it. Like here in Indianapolis, the Idle George Museum, the Indian Museum, Native. I'm like, these people is so overrated. Indianapolis is like lame. The Idle George been down there. I can't even tell you, been there now a long time. I know that because it's recent, and I was born here way before it was even probably thought of. Who knows? I don't care to debate that. I don't know. I don't care. The point is, it's for entertainment purposes. The Idle George Museum, and as soon as it came out, people rave and rave. I go through downtown sometimes and still see them people flocking down there. But a lot of times that place is a dead campus. So I'm not, just because it's a museum, don't think I'm in the Museum of Art. My ass. The Museum of Art here is trash. I went in there one time. I think I really had rather stood and went to the food area for my eating there. Actually, the children's museum is trash. It's just one big Chuck E. Cheese, German infested. Supposed to be the world's largest children's museum. Whatever it is, it's trash. It's just one big cesspool, just nasty. Ugh, it's disgusting. Woo! But yeah, this is what I'm about to be doing with myself, amongst some other things, since I'm supposed to be taking care of myself and not doing. And then I can't, with this pneumonia, I can't go out and about. Supposedly, it's contagious. I'm not looking forward to have nobody going through what I went through, and everybody can't do it because everybody don't know what I know. So everybody ain't about to pull out as well as me. Real quick, there's me. I know what I'm saying. I got so many remedies over here. I need to remember some of them. Get them done. I'm good. And I appreciate these master teachers and the works that they've left, because it gives me something to do as I'm taking care of myself and refusing to lay on a pillow and sulk with a box of tissue and die. And no pneumonia take me or nothing me. But I am excited and looking forward to it continuing this course and letting that mucus transportation line come in and pick up those entities and spirits and other germs, creatures, creeping, crawling out on that mucus transportation line and into some tissue and down flush through a toilet system and out my life. Be mindful of the people you spend your time with, that you exchange energy with, that you're in the midst of. Because one time when your ass is cleansing out mucus or things from your body, it ain't never just mucus. You have some things to get rid of, honey. I love you all. Thank you for being here with me on the Karmic Dynasty.